So in this screencast, we are going to look at secondary referencing. So we're going to start with the definition. It is sometimes necessary to cite an author already quoting somebody else, and this is called secondary referencing. So it may be that your tutor would prefer that you use the original source rather than the work of the person quoting them. So always check with them. But there's always going to be occasions when you aren't able to read the original source, or the original source doesn't exist. So in those occasions, you will be doing secondary referencing. You will probably come across this quite a lot, as often you'll read theoretical texts where authors are summarizing the ideas of other people, so you may be secondary referencing those. Then also when you read interviews with artists, designers or architects, the author of the interview is the person who wrote the article, but you may end up quoting the artist or designer or architect, and they aren't the actual writer. So again, this is secondary referencing. So the example that I'm going to use to show you secondary referencing is the book on the left of the screen here, and it's The Eyes of the Skin, Architecture and the Senses by Juhani Pallasmaa. So on the right of the screen, I've got a section from that book, and as you can see here in the middle, it says in Walter Ong's view, and then it goes on to quote Walter Ong. So Walter Ong is the secondary person that we're referencing, because the book that Walter Ong's quote is within is actually by Pallasmaa. So over the next couple of slides, I'm going to show you how you would reference Ong and Pallasmaa in the same citation. So now we're going to look at a couple of ways of secondary referencing a quote. So on the top example there, I've got Ong, then I've got 1982, which is the year that Ong said the quote, or that quote was published. And then after the quotation there, we've got cited in Pallasmaa 2012 and then 41. In the second example, I haven't used Ong as part of my sentence, so instead I've got Ong and Pallasmaa in the same citations. The important thing in both of these examples is the cited in element. That cited in element tells the person reading your essay that although you are citing Ong, you will not find Ong in the bibliography and you will only find Pallasmaa. So in these two examples, I'm doing secondary referencing when paraphrasing. So in that means I've reworded Ong's word and put them into my own. So in the top example, I've got Ong, 1982, then I've got the idea, and then at the end I've got cited in Pallasmaa 2012-41. In the second example, we've got all the information in the citation at the end of the sentence. But do remember, when you do it this way, it can be tricky for the reader to understand what ideas are your own and what ideas are the person you are paraphrasing.